And I'd like to present the first award of the evening. These award recipients of Distinguished Public Health Service Award, they are both frontline doctors who have saved lives in Gaza. They've delivered life-saving care, equipment, and each have risked their lives to do so. Dr. Mohammed Mustafa and Dr. Mohammed Tahir, for their selfless courage and frontline service in advancing public health. Please come to the stage.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Thank you very much for this award. As you can tell from my accent, I'm not American. I am, however, Arab, and Iraqi to be precise. But I spent 7 months in Gaza over 3 missions, and as the expression goes, من عاشر قوم 40 يوما, whoever lives with the people for 40 days becomes one of them. And it was really the honor of my life to spend that time in Gaza with the most incredible of people. Really, I entered Gaza as an orthopedic surgeon with a subspecialty in brachial plexus and peripheral nerve surgery. But I exited Gaza as a war surgeon. And that is because of the colleagues in Gaza who taught me war surgery. I want to give my respect to 3 surgeons who played a pivotal role in my growing there. Dr. Raed Al-Arini, a thoracic surgeon who called me one day from my OR to help him in another case he was operating on. It was a young male who was bleeding from his aorta. His thoracic cage was open, and he had his finger on the aorta. And as soon as he would move his finger, blood would be gushing. And I came in and I said, "What do you want me to do? I'm an orthopedic peripheral nerve surgeon." And he said, "Don't worry, do this and do that." And he guided me through the operation. And we saved that man's life. And when I went to the north of Gaza, a similar event happened, except there was no more Raed Al-Arini to help me. But I remembered the very same steps he taught me. And there was another young female who was dying on the operating table. But by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with the things that he taught me, we saved her life as well. I want to thank Dr. Abu Bakr Dawood, and Dr. Mohammed al-Hwahi, vascular surgeons who are unsung heroes of Gaza. They operate every single day, moving between place to place under the missiles and the bombs to try to save their people. And they taught me how to perform vascular surgery. I have immense respect for them. I also want to remember my colleagues who have been killed. I want to remember Abdul Rahman, a medical student who always dreamt of becoming a doctor but didn't quite make it. I want to thank Abu Amin, my colleague, nurse, who I worked with in the north of Gaza, whose home was bombed and he was found in 2 pieces. I want to think of Muhammad Abu Samra, my friend, my dear friend, who we worked with day and night in the Shuhada al-Aqsa hospital, who used to sing for us in the awar to soothe the pain. His home was bombed and he was killed, as were his parents and his siblings and all of their children. Really, this frontline service and advancing public health really belongs to them. So I want to remember them, and I want to thank you for your very generous gift. Inshallah, we will continue on this path until Palestine is free.
It's a tough act to follow. Assalamu alaikum. As you can tell by my accent, I'm not American. But I'm Arab, and I'm a Ghazawi. I think this is probably my first ever award. Do you know, look, there were so many emotions about me receiving this award. I felt like a bit of an imposter, you know? Because when you go to Gaza and you see the conditions in which the doctors are operating in, where you don't know if they're going to turn up to work today because they might have been killed the night before, where half the doctors that I was working with were severely jaundiced from dirty drinking water, yet they were still running 24-hour shifts, working every single day. The same doctors and nurses who, I remember one time I was trying to intubate a child on the floor, and I asked the nurse to hand me an ETT tube, and he couldn't bend over. And I got angry at him because we were running out of time. And after we tubed him, I said to him, "Pal, what are you doing? You need to be quicker next time." And then he told me that his entire pelvis is full of shrapnel, and that's why he couldn't bend down, and he didn't want to have the surgery because he can't take the time off because they need him on the floor. And that made me realize the real heroes of this, and the people that should be receiving the award, is those doctors and nurses in Gaza. You know, I was in Gaza when they executed and killed those paramedics, and they tied them up and buried them alive. I was there when they found the bodies. I was there when they burnt the journalists alive. I was there when they had rescued those 4 hostages and killed 1,400 people in the space of an hour. I was there the night that the ceasefire broke and they killed 200 children in the space of an hour. You know, sometimes it feels like getting these awards isn't fair, you know. Those people in Gaza are the ones that deserve all the praise and heroism. And all I did was just be their voice, to tell their stories, to tell what's going on in Gaza. And, you know, my platform here, to be able to talk to all you guys, is based on the platform that all of yous here in a community have done, from everyone's activism. It's not just the doctors that are important that go into Gaza. It's our policymakers and our lawmakers and people that challenge the political establishment. It's those independent journalists, which I see a few of you here, that challenge the mainstream narrative. It is our lawyers that challenge and fight for people who don't have someone to fight for. It's all of us here. It's for our brothers here, Chris, who went on the flotilla, who risked his life. It's for Medea and Jacob, our, they're not here as, as tokens or anything like that. They're here as family. They're here as part of us and who we are. And I'm privileged to sit beside them today. I'm privileged to receive this award because I feel like I don't deserve it. So many of you here have inspired me for so many years. I'm just a young guy that talks on the microphone and tells the story of our people, but you also are the guys that fight for our people as well. So look, this award is for all of us. We're all in it together, and inshallah one day we'll see a free Palestine. Thank you, everyone.